Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Nick again, coming back with another Crota N390 solo tutorial. This one is with the Titan. The first one was the Hunter. If you haven't checked that out yet, please go ahead and check that out. The Hunter is actually the hardest. The Titan is not that bad. For the Abyss, I'm going to go with the Sunbreaker. I'm going to use those hammers, and also I like the last perk that gives you back your health after a fire kill. Pretty simple. Again, for this one I'm going to use Mida Multitool. I need that agility perk with the two that it has, and then I'm going to pretty much try to sprint through the whole thing as fast as possible, and then use my grenades and my melees when I get in trouble. But it's pretty simple. The Abyss, you can do it in different ways. Yeah, this to me was the easiest way to do it. Now, I don't know if you actually saw if you guys actually saw the first Hunter video, well, the first video of the Crota raid solo with the Hunter, but I spoke about why I'm doing this now. And in case you didn't, the reasoning for doing this now is because I wanted to put this out there so that people can try to improve their game and have more confidence going into D2. I know back in year 1, when Crota was first able to be soloed, that was something that, and I actually fell through the bridge there. I pretty much left the year because I thought it was funny. But I thought when I solo Crota the first time, year 1, I thought it was one of the hardest things that I did in Destiny. At that point, I wasn't near as good a player as I am now. But after I was able to accomplish that, I felt more confident in raids. I understood the mechanics of the game a lot better. So this is something that I think if you want to challenge yourselves and improve, this is something that you can go for. Again, there's not much to do right now in D1. We're like 5-6 weeks away from D2. But what you want to do here is pretty much just go as fast as you can. Like I said, push at the lights, get your weight of darkness as low as possible. And then if you get ads coming at you, try to shoot them. Here you actually want to shoot some ads because you want to build your super, because you're going to need your super at the end. Like I said, you can do this many different ways. This is the way that I like to do it. Whenever I solo things or whenever I do things, I kind of like to keep it uniform. So if I use, for example, a multi-tool, I kind of like running the same strategy in my practice. But at that point, I know my rate of darkness wasn't low enough yet, but I couldn't stay any longer. I felt that there were too many ads there. And some of these ones you might not get that lucky. I actually have to use my super there. So you gotta kind of play it by ear, depending on what the situation is. Make sure you use the perk that puts sunspots whenever you use your hammer. Now, of these lights, that's the first light. At the second light, there's gonna be a shortcut. You're gonna make a 90-degree left, right at the light, right there, and you're gonna see a ledge. Make sure you get on that ledge. Do not fall off that ledge, because if you fall off the edge, it's gonna be I would just wipe to be honest. But just be careful. And then you're gonna see the light on the right side. Here you should be able to get down to like weight of darkness down to like 3 or 2 before you have to take off. But you are gonna get some match coming your way, so start killing some of them. Start building your super. Use your grenade if you have to. Like I said, good thing about the grenade. Now we use the grenade that I'm using, the termite grenade, because of the fact that it's gonna stay there longer. And after every kill, you're gonna get some health back. But once you get close down to your weight of darkness close to 0, you're pretty much good to go. So right now, I'm just building my super. Now this light, with the one with the night, I never stay at. I just go near it, and then I get going. Pretty much, I always take this path between that rock and that hole in case some of the Thrall that are following me are, dumb enough to fall through that hole. That's something you might want to do as well. I actually didn't pop a heavy, but here you just want to kill as much as you can. What I was going to say is, I didn't pop a heavy, but you could have actually used your rocket as the if the ads were far enough to try to like take them away. So I waited for a little bit. But here you want the grenade. So how I do it in the path that I was going to be walking, so that nobody would come near me. You're going to activate the plate, and then you're going to pop your super, and you're going to create a whole bunch of sunspots in this section, so that when the ads come next to you, they'll pretty much die by the fire, or through the fire. and then just stand on the rock as far left of the rock as possible, so that the explosion from the light that's on your right doesn't kill you. You don't want to fall off the rock. This is the path that this ogre is usually going to take. He's going to go left, so try to snipe him a couple of times while he's still in your vision. He's going to go through that rock. You're going to keep on sniping him. He usually doesn't shoot if you stagger him, and then he's going to go through that out of your vision through that big rock. This is just a lucky grenade. I don't think my skills are that great. And then once he comes out, you just want to finish him off with the snipes. For some reason, you miss snipe, he will start shooting at you like that. So what I did is I pulled out my scout rifle, because I knew that if I would have kept on trying to shoot him with my sniper, I couldn't afford him flinching me that bad, because I was gonna die. And so that's it pretty much for the biz. You finish, you let the bridge form, and you get ready for the next part. Now for the next part, I think I want bad juju, because I want to build my super, and you're actually gonna go with a defender titan, because you're gonna need your bubble. The bridge is actually the hardest part in this raid. That's the part where I actually have to go out on YouTube and actually look for a strat on how to do it. Actually, I didn't go looking for it. I came across it, and then I decided to solo this. That's actually how I decided to solo on all 3 classes in the first place. But this video is not from one raid run. It's from a couple of different tries, because of the bridge being that hard. So the next section is gonna be different from this one. Right? So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, for the bridge, which is the hardest part for this raid, you're going to want bad juju, because you're going to want your super constantly. We'll try to build it up as fast as possible. Again, like I said in the other video, actually I shouldn't say that, someone might watch that video, but when you get here, you want to kill these ads. You want to kill 4 of them, maybe 5, depending on how many are coming at you. But the important thing is that you try to leave at least 1 or 2 ads in the middle. The reason why is because I'm going to try to avoid killing as many ads as possible, even though I do have to build my super. Because the more ads you kill, the more you're going to spawn, and eventually you're going to spawn Acolyte. You don't want Acolyte, because they're going to be shooting at you. So I would try to keep as many ads alive as possible, but if you do have to kill some to build your super, I would kill them from the left side or the right side, not from the middle, because the middle is where you're going to be coming across. Now, for the bridge part, I'll explain it as we go. I'm probably going to let it run once in full without making any stops or slowing down the video, because I want you guys to get a feeling for the whole thing. What you want to do is, and the reason why I'm changing to a scout here is because when I get across to the other side, one of the hardest parts on the other side is, well, maybe not for everyone, but for me, is actually sniping the sword bearer, because you're gonna have to snipe him once you're on the other side. So usually, well, not usually, but a lot of times I was missing my snipes. So at some points, if you miss a crit on your snipes on that sword bearer, you're gonna need to finish him off. So that's why I'm switching to a scout rifle. Bad juju just wouldn't do it. Now on the next run, I'm gonna slow this down to show you guys where I'm actually going to make it across this bridge. But I didn't mention it, but you want to equip Twilight Garrison, because you're gonna it makes jumping the bridge crossing the bridge a lot easier. When you get here, you want to kill that sword bearer right away, and then you want to switch to your sword. You want to use Dark Drinker. The reason why I use Dark Drinker is because of this. You can actually, I'm not using Dark Drinker. Sorry, I'm using a regular sword. You can use a regular sword. It's a little bit harder than Dark Drinker, but I'm using bad juju. That's why I don't have Dark Drinker on. You're gonna use a regular sword. It usually takes 4 slashes and then some more shooting. You don't want to kill him. Again, I'm gonna slow all this down. Maybe not this part. The second go around, I just wanted to get you guys familiar with the full run, at least one go. That's what I was talking about. Him going to the left. I missed my snipes. If I wouldn't have had this scout rifle with explosive rounds, you don't have to have this one, but if I didn't have the scout rifle that had explosive rounds with the range that it has, I wouldn't have been able to kill it, and it would have made this a lot more difficult. Again, I'm just showing you guys what we're doing right now. The second time I'm actually going to pause it. Right now I'm just going to let it play through. You want to make sure you have blessings on your bubble. Okay? Now, you see the ticks there? Tick, 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 tick. Okay, those ticks, that's when the mechanic of the bridge is trying to kill you. Okay, and that tick is you blocking that attempt of the game trying to kill you. I should have paused it there, but you know, I'm just gonna let it go. If you notice, there were a lot of ads coming at me, and I had to switch my path. Usually I like to go down the middle, but I had to switch my path to the left side to avoid those ads. Luckily, I was able to avoid them. Sometimes they'll kill you, and it gets frustrating. But that's why you want to make sure that you have the right amount of ads, or at least don't leave as many ads there. So at this point, I know that there's more ads in the middle that I'm comfortable with. So I don't know if I actually end up killing some in this run or not. But once you get to this side, and I'm going to quit bad juju now to build out my super quicker. Now, when you get to this side, you want to snipe across that hollow knight, and you want to prime him so that when you start building the bridge, you can just kill him off real quickly without having to deal with him as he's shooting at you. Right now, remember I mentioned kill the ads, but do it from the left or from the right, not from the middle. So that's what you want to do. You want to keep you don't want the acolytes in the middle or the right side to spawn on you. I think in this run they eventually do, because with the purpose of me having to build my super, I actually end up killing more ads than I was comfortable with. But I didn't want this video to be too long, and in this fight, at least this segment of the raid is probably the longest on the Titan, because you have to build your super every time. So yeah, this go around, I'm actually gonna post the jump on the bridge so you guys get a better idea on how to do that. Again, you're using Twilight Garrison and bad juju, pretty much. I'm trying to think what other loadout you might need, but you don't. That's pretty much it. The boots that from the raid would help, because they give you extra ability when you do this. So I'm actually going to pause the video. If you noticed, I'm going to pause it. The reason why I slammed there is I slammed because when you get to the other side, if you already have your super on the sword to take down the gatekeeper, it makes things a lot more smoother, because if you don't have it, you're gonna have to hit him more than once or more than 2 times. You have to hit him at least 3 slams, and with a lot of ads on that side that are shooting at you, it might get difficult. I think in this run I might have actually had to use my bubble because I was concerned that I was gonna die. But anyway, I'm gonna let this roll. Let's see. Okay, so you're gonna stand on the top, right? And let me move my mouse over here. So you see this over here, this pillar. This is pretty much what you want to aim for. This is where you want to start your jump. I think anywhere between here and that totem, like this vicinity, excuse me, that somebody, I just received a text, but somewhere within this area, if you keep your aim there, you should be okay. Once you get to once you feel like you're over the bridge area, so like between this path where the bridge would normally form, then you can start making your turn towards that side. So you're gonna jump. I'm using control jump right now. So you're gonna get like a head start running on this rock, okay? And then once you get to the top of your jump and you see that you're not going higher anymore, you're gonna twilight forward. You're gonna start slashing. I'll show you. So running jump at the height. See right there, I stopped, and then I did my Twilight Garrison. I started slashing. Once you get closer to the bridge itself, you're gonna twilight once again. You don't twilight right away because there's a cooldown on it. So you'll see me. I'm gonna be slashing, and once I feel like I'm not gonna make it, then I twilight. And there's the twilight, and then you just want to get through this. If you see the knight on the left, go right. If you see him right, go left. And that's what I'm saying. See how close I was to dying there? So yeah, you have to be very careful when you get there. You want to be sneaky about it too. You can use some of those columns to block your view from the knight, depending on how you feel the run's going. I'm gonna post it here. You see where I'm pre-aiming the doorway? This is where the sword bearer is gonna come out. So this line right here between these 2 thicker lines, that's his head height, yeah, pretty much. And you'll see him. Wait for him to come out. And then you don't want to miss your snipes here. 1, 2, 3. with a really high impact sniper, it takes 5 to take them down. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna pause this for a second here. Once you get on when you go form the plate, you want to use your bubble right away. You don't want to hold on to it, because when the totems start building, you're going to lose your super. And I did that once, and I was like, I'm an idiot. But you want to go on the plate, put up your bubble. You want to put it right there. There's no need for that grenade. I just messed up trying to pull my super. I must have not hit my other button, and it threw a grenade by mistake. Okay, so what you want to do is, as soon as you build, put your bubble up, you want to kill these ads, because they're going to be shooting at you. Okay, I'm going to pause this. I don't know if I missed it, but I'm going to mute it, and I'm going to lower the speed. Okay, so basically the way you form the plate, you see that flash right there? There was the plate lit up. Once you see that, you're going to start doing a count. You're going to do 1, 2, step out. You're going to pause outside for a little bit, and then you're going to come right back in, and you're going to do it again. So let me show you. So I saw the flash. So at this point, I'm counting. And once I did the count, you want to go out of the plate. You don't have to go as far as I went, but that's actually, I would go that far. You're going to get back on, and then you're going to see the flash again. You'll see it. It's a good visual cue. There you go. And then you're going to count again. 1, 2, step outside, and then very short pause, and then right back in. And then as soon as you come back in, you don't wait for another flash. You kind of start going, because I'll show you. Okay, see that last flash? You want to be by this by the time that flash happens. And there's another visual cue. Okay, you see right here these horns? When you see this here and it says the bridge is fully formed, you're pretty much good. At this point, you know you're going to be right on cue. If for some reason you're way off, you can keep on blocking, turn around, come back, and do it again. Kill the sword bearer again. Just make sure you snipe across that sword bearer. And if I remember, I'll explain why later. So I'm going to let it keep on going here. Once you get to where the bridge is no longer formed, you kind of want to slow down a little bit. And the way I do that is I wiggle side to side, and then you jump once. Once you land, you keep on walking forward. You don't jump right away. You do like a small 2 steps. You jump again, and you do it again. You'll see me like 2 more steps, and then I jump again. If you just do jump, 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 you're going to fall off. You want to make that forward progress a little bit. Now, the way you're going to do the thing, remember the ticks I mentioned? That's when the game is trying to kill you. What you want to do is whenever you see that tick, stop blocking, and then go back to blocking again. What that's going to do is it's going to let you walk forward a little bit faster, and that's how you make it across the bridge. So again, you see a tick, you block, you let go of the block, and then you go right back to blocking. So that pause, that you letting go of that block, is going to give you the walking momentum that you need. I'm going to pause it when I get to here. Okay, so between here and here, so this section right here, so right now you're going to go through the bridge, and the ticks are pretty constant. It's the same timing. The ticks happen at the same exact time. That doesn't change until you get to this section. You see how there's darkness around here? This is like the game telling you you're going to die. That goes away for a split second here. And what happens there is the ticking timer, it resets itself again. So it's going to tick at an unusual timing, like however you want to say, but it's no longer going to be the same pattern that you've been used to while you're forming the bridge. So what I do is when I get to this section, I just block throughout the whole way. I don't walk anymore. You'll see it. Should happen pretty soon. There it is. You see how the darkness went away? This section right here, you're gonna die. You can't just stay here. So you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna pause here because the game's not gonna try to kill me. That's not the case. Somehow you still die. I don't know why that's there, but that's how it happens. So just be mindful of that. So thankfully here, there weren't any ads around, so I could just keep on going forward. I think the first time around there were ads. Here they come for me. So as soon as you get through that section, you're good. So just jump and get your butt out of there. So if you're doing a run and you see that many, let me start increasing the speed on this. If you see that many ads coming at you, you might want to kill some of them while you're here. So now I'm turning around and I'm looking for that sword bearer, that knight on the other side again, because I want to prime him down. While I'm waiting, because he does take a long time at some point, let's talk about the loadout here. I'm using this, this is the Event Horizon, but the reason why I'm using it is because it has Casket Mag, which gives me 4 shots. It has triple tab, and it has some flinching. So to me, this is a perfect sniper, or the perfect perks on this sniper for this section, because I don't have to reload at all, and I can just pretty much kill him without having to reload. So the 4 shots, it takes 5 shots from this kind of sniper, so that's why Casket Mag and triple tab come into play. So right now I'm just looking for the knight. I think this might be the time where I have a hard time actually finding him. So if you don't have a sniper like this, and this, you might say, why are you using that scope? I used a lot of different scopes for this section. While initially when I tried to build a bridge, I was having a really hard time trying to kill the swordbearer across, and I was missing a lot of headshots. So this weapon had the perks that I wanted, and I tried to use a scope, and this scope is unbelievable because it's so the zoom in on it is so good that it made sniping the swordbearer so much easier. Then I switched to a scout because I wanted to start priming these guys out, and I couldn't do it with a bad juju. Now, if you don't have a sniper like the one I just mentioned, you could use Icebreaker. If you use Icebreaker, you could potentially keep on switching between Icebreaker and bad juju to build up your super, or you cannot care about building your super fast like I did on this end, on this run right here. I think part of it was because I couldn't find the knight that I didn't care about building my super right away. If I would have primed them right away, I probably would have tried to build my super up, but that didn't happen. So you can use Icebreaker. You could use Ex Machina from the raid. For some reason, I was having a hard time with that one though, because I sucked at sniping at some point. Maybe I was just off on that one day that I was trying to do that with that sniper. But that would be perfect too, because it has 3 shots. When you reload, you'll get 4 back. Well, you won't get 4 back, but you'll get 4 shots instead. Or you can just empty your clip and then start with 4 right off the bat, and then just headshot him 4 times, and there's a knight. Headshot him 4 times, and then reload once, and then headshot him again. You can also use, depending on what kind of perks you have on a But Not Forgotten, it could be good. Devil's Dawn, that was the one that I couldn't think of when I did the video for the hunter. There was a point where I was trying to reference to it, make a reference to it, and I couldn't think of the name. But Devil's Dawn, you don't want to use Devil's Dawn here because it only has 3 shots, and it's gonna be a while. I mean, technically you could, if you get 3 headshots, reload, and then shoot him again 2 more times. But you want to have a scout when you get to the other side, a scout rifle with explosive rounds. If you don't have one, I know the trial scout rifle, the burning whatever, the burning eye has it, so you can use that as well. The reason you want explosive rounds is because, as you probably already know, it doesn't have any damage fall off. So you want to use that to finish the swordbearer if you miss a snipe. So I'm kind of glad I took a while there, because it gave me a chance to explain a lot of things that I normally wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, so once you prime the knight on the other side, you want to take down the swordbearer. One thing that I will mention though is, if the sword, I don't know if he ends up doing it in this run, but if for some reason the swordbearer ends up going to the left side, you might want to consider just killing him and not picking up the sword, because you're going to lose time running that sword all the way from the left side to the right side and then swording across. So again, you want to, at the top of your jump, Twilight, slash, start making your turn, When you get close, you Twilight again, and I'm looking for the Knight. So right now I know the Knight's on the left side, and I think I use cover here. You see how I use the cover there? And then it takes 3 slams to kill him if you don't have your super. And then I'm coming back because I know that I have some time. I knew I have like a couple of seconds, so I want to make sure that I prime these guys really, really well, so that I'm not spending time shooting at them, and I can just concentrate on building the bridge. So right here, just make sure you're reloaded. I don't know why I didn't, but you should be checking for the middle to see if there are any ads that you can kill, any extra ads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. And then here, pop your bubble right away, and then start killing the ants. Before you start shooting, I look for the Knight right away. Now, I think I missed the net there. Let's see. Step 1, 2, step outside, back in, and then get going. Hop, walk forward, hop, walk forward, hop, and then tick, let go, tick, let go, tick, let go, tick, let go. You get the point. Once you get to here, I block throughout. See that right there? That's when the game tries to kill you. And then you make it a gross. I was going to say something. Oh yeah, if you for some reason miss one ad as you're building the bridge, your bubble could potentially block some of the shots that ad is going to try to put on you as you're going through the bridge. So you can play it by ear, but if there's one ad left, you might want to consider leaving it. If there are 2, I might be a little bit more concerned. But with one ad, I think I would be comfortable enough to get going, because you do have your blessings, and sometimes you'll have more health than I've had when I've actually made it back right now. So at this point, I've came back 3 times already. Yes, 3 times already. So I have to come back one more time. So right now I'm just priming everything, and I'm probably sweaty right now. My hands are probably sweaty because I know this is the last one if I get it right correctly. So that's one thing about doing things like this. It's rare that in Destiny you get nervous, and I think that's one of the unique things about video games, when you get nervous, and it's just exciting. So I think at this point, maybe not right now, but once I actually go through the process, and you'll feel it, you'll feel that excitement or nervousness, however you want to call it. I'm actually surprised at myself that I'm not killing some ads in the middle, because there were a lot of ads coming at me every time I came back. Hopefully somebody knows exactly, and maybe in the comment section at some point someone will say what exactly triggers the extra set of ads coming. Maybe there's a certain Thrall that you don't want to kill, or a certain number that you want to leave alive. I'm not sure, but and I saw a lot of ammo, so I just jumped down. Right now I'm just waiting to build my super. I think I didn't switch to bad juju because I just wanted to take my time and prepare myself to be able to make the return from the other side. So I think I was just mentally getting myself in a state that I was calm in a way. So I don't want to like rush things. But right now I know that I can kill my super. I can kill the sword bearer and get my super back. Even if you can actually go before a little bit sooner, because you're gonna get the super energy from killing the sword bearer, and you're gonna get the super energy for killing the sniping the sword bearer on this side again. So here there's some acolyte there, and I wanted to go kill them because I wanted to build up my super on my sword, but then I realized they were too far away, so I'm like, forget it. Alright, so you're gonna go Twilight, and right here I'm looking for where the Knight is. I'm so used to like being able to cross the bridge, and then I was comfortable enough using that column to hide myself, shield myself from the ads. And I was lucky enough that I didn't kill a Knight. And I'm actually going to say that once I get over to the other side, because that's something that I didn't comment on, and it should be it's actually very important to comment on. So right now he's shooting at me already, and I know I have a little bit of time. I don't want him to flinch me. So usually when you switch sides, he stops shooting at you. But if you're gonna do that, you make sure to do it right away as soon as you feel him flinching you. Obviously, if you've been there for a few seconds and he starts flinching you, you might as well just get going because you don't have time to switch over. That sword bearer is gonna come out. Okay, pop your super. Now I'm looking for the knight. You want to take down the knight first. And I sucked. See, I definitely left the net there. Go in, flash. 1, 2, out, in, and see, I left it at. Remember I said I was comfortable enough with one ad, and there's proof right there. Because of the bubble placement and where he was. I knew that maybe his shots were going to hit my bubble. So, tick, 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 let go, let go, let go. That's what I was pretty much doing. And then here you want to block throughout, look at where the ads are coming from, and adjust your path to avoid the ads. And that's the last one. Now, the one thing I wanted to say when I was on the other side is, if you accidentally kill the knight on the other side as you're trying to kill the gatekeeper, it's fine because you don't want to risk dying anyway. But if you kill him, you need to make sure that you stop what you're doing on that side. You go and get ready to snipe the sword bearer. You take down the sword bearer, and after you take him down, you go back and you prime the knight. Because once you kill that knight initially, you do kill him as you're trying to kill the gatekeeper, another knight is going to spawn at full health. So that means that when you're trying to build a bridge, you're going to have a full health knight that you won't be able to take down. So you're going to get screwed. So that's why you make sure you kill the sword bearer. And the reason why you're killing the sword bearer here is because you don't want him to go to one of the sides. If he goes to the left or to the right, this is if you're on the other side, then you're gonna have potentially a really hard time trying to snipe, trying to get him, because he's gonna hide in places that you won't be able to reach him. If that does happen though, and you're on your last run and it's very frustrating, do everything you can to try to get him into your sight. You can switch to Icebreaker because of the ammo issue. With Icebreaker, you can 6 shots will take him out right away. So if you get him in a spot that you can just headshot him, you can do that. If he's in a really bad spot that you really can't get him out of, you might want to go to Dragon's Breath. If it takes you forever to get past this part, then go for it. If you need to switch to a Sunbreaker and just throw a whole bunch of hammers to get him out of wherever he is, you can do that as well. But luckily for me, I was able to keep the sword bearer from going to any of the sides. Now here I'm taking my time because I want to make sure that the sword... I've done this a couple of times already, like 3 times already. And the first time, I finished everything, but when I got to the other side, that sword bearer killed me. So, and then I told myself I'm never making that mistake again. So I'm making sure that that knight across is 1 shot. And it also helps that you're building your super here anyway. Because if you get into really tough situation on the other side, you can just pop your super for some reason. So at that point, I was comfortable enough with the health that that knight had on the other side, because I could use the sword that I'm going to pick up from the sword bearer to kill him. So right now, I'm just preparing myself. I want to switch to... I think I'm trying to get my Dragon's Breath, because when I get to the other side, Dragon's Breath is probably the best way to kill all those ads. It's the fastest way to do it. So right now I'm just transferring my stuff into here. By the way, I love the fact that not Ishtar Commander. Ishtar Commander is a great app if you have an iPhone or an iPad or an Android. But Destiny Item Manager, I love the fact that it's now a browser thing. So it's no longer tied to Chrome. I'm a Windows guy, so I love Windows. This is not an advertising, by the way. It was just a comment. I love the fact that I can use Destiny Item Manager in Edge now. That's what I was trying to say. So right now I'm just looking for a sword bearer. Trying to get those extra sniper shots. And then see, these acolyte, it's not that big of a deal right now because I'm not going to spend much time here. Once I pick up that sword, I'm just going to sword across. I'm not really going to be spending much time. But if you do, be mindful that if you kill the acolyte, you're going to get more acolyte, and then you're eventually going to get knights. You're going to get two knights. They're not hollowed, but you know, there's no need to deal with extra ads if you don't have to. Now, I went really slow. You don't have to go this slow. I'm sure people are better players than I am. So once you get going, you'll probably get going probably faster than me. I was very like, I took my time with this. Make sure I wanted to get it done right. The height of your jump, Twilight, and right now I'm looking for where the knight is. I don't think I was able to spot him because I couldn't even see him here. But I knew that I lowered him on the left side, so he might stay there. See how I'm using a column to block my their sight, and then I just go there. Once you get across, you don't have to kill him right away, and you can go to one of the sides and get ready. But you want to kill those ads, the 3 acolyte and the knight, because they're the only ones with guns. Everything else has swords and Thrall, so they're not gonna be killing you. So you can just hop on one of the rocks, and that's pretty much it. Here you're just gonna. I decided to switch to Helm the same. So when I put my bubble, some of the ads will be blinded, and I can possibly put some of them. Here you want to take your time. I know right here it's pretty much done once you get to this side, but two hits from any of those knights and the gatekeepers will kill you. And if they hit you at the same exact time, it's an insta kill. So just take your time. You've done so much work already to build that bridge and come back across. That it's not worth it. So just take your time here. I took my time, as you can tell. Just try to group up as many as possible. Once they grouped up, then use your Dragon's Breath. If not, if they're separated, then just go ahead and snipe them. I hate this. I like this site for that encounter, but I actually hate it. So I actually switched to this site, which is the second better site that I had on the best site that I actually had on this particular sniper. Just use Dragon's Breath. You can use Gjallarhorn, but you see how Dragon's Breath takes pretty much all of them out of the way. And if it doesn't kill them, it leaves them low health. And once you kill a certain amount of ads, more ads are going to spawn, including the gatekeepers. You want to get rid of all the ads, and you just want to be left with the gatekeepers. You don't want to be dealing with any extra ads if you don't have to. Like I said, take your time. I know at one point, I think the first time that I did this, no, I didn't get killed here. I got killed by the Hollow Knight that was here initially. I mentioned that already. But the way you're gonna do this is you're going to pick up a sword. Right now I'm looking for ammo apparently. This was very risky what I was doing. And I think at one point I got into trouble because I thought that I still had Twilight Garrison on, and I didn't. So the way you want to kill these guys is you want to pick up a sword, and you just want to build your super on the sword, and just use the super to kill them, because the super lets you do damage to them from farther away. You don't really have to get close to them. So that's pretty much what you want to do here. Pretty simple. Now I probably could have killed that guy because he's one by himself, but I don't want to risk it. See, like I said, 2 of those, and right there, I think I panicked for a second, or I don't know if I panicked or if I knew I wanted to use my bubble. But right there, I used my bubble, but I realized that the door was in the middle, and I did not want to risk it. I don't want one of those things to come in there. I didn't want the game to screw me somehow, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. Let that be it, and just do it from this side. And I could probably speed this process up, but it's fun. I'll just let it play out. I mean, you guys can feel free to skip ahead if you want for the next section. I don't want to comment on it in the next section, because if anybody did decide or don't decide to skip over to the next section, they might miss something that I want to say about the next section. So for here, I'll just let it play out. Again, this isn't a a single run. I think the next part is from the single run. Crota is not from this same run. I think I did wipe by the Deathsinger a few times, so I'm not gonna continue on with this right away. I'm probably just gonna let it not play out. Well, I'm not gonna let it play out. The Deathsinger is gonna be a different clip from the same run, just not a continuous clip. I don't think I died in the Thrall hallway, so I'm not going to pause there. I'm just gonna let that play through. I think I was able to make it through without a problem, if I remember correctly. So yeah, see that guy I knew was one shot, so I was comfortable enough. So at this point, I needed someone with one shot, so I was more comfortable with going. See that was close, and I was I was like, oh boy, when that happened. So that's why you want to be careful, because at any point they can just go at you and just slam at the same time. And I'm sure if you guys have done this with a fire team, you guys have probably experienced that at fire team, and somebody might have died. And that's it. That's the whole bridge. The hunter is definitely harder. It's much easier with the Titan, but it's still hard with the Titan. The timing has to be perfect. For the next section, I'm gonna be looking for my Gjallarhorn to take down the Streaker. So it turns out that I actually did wipe once. So this is the second attempt at the Thrall hallway. So basically what you want to do here is, I'm transferring over my gear for the Crota fight. What you want to do is you want to Gjallarhorn the first Streaker, and then as soon as you shoot your Gjallarhorn, start running and avoid the Throller on the floor. So there you go, shoot it. The left path usually works good for me, and then when you hear shoot it again. And I think I was trying to keep my super so that I didn't have to wait for it in the next one, but I was going to die, so I had to use it here. So I go into this knowing that if I have to use my super, I'm going to use it, but I try to keep it so that for the next section, I'm not waiting around trying to wait for it. But the Deathsinger I actually wipe a couple of times, so I'm actually going to cut to the actual successful run. Alright? Okay, so for this one I used Raze-Lighter. You want to use the perk that has more damage, and I'm going to be using the shotgun. Okay, I'm using Helm of the Saint. You're going to make a left, you're going to go up, and I missed my jump there, but you're going to go to the corner and you're going to jump there. Sometimes you hit that ledge, and that's why you might not be able to go. But these knights, you want to get rid of them. Basically, one slash, one slam, slash, 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 slash. Then you're going to take care of the wizard. Now that combo, if you jump and then you do slash slam, it does a pretty good amount of damage. One of my viewers actually gave me the tip, so thanks for that, whoever that was. Then you're gonna come to this side, and I don't know if I actually used the bubble here or not. No, I didn't. I'm trying to say, okay, I wiped a few times here, and that's why I decided to save my bubble for the Deathsinger so that I can finish her there. Initially, I wanted to snipe him, but that wasn't working out. So you're just gonna slash these ads, you're gonna wait for that. If she's low to the floor like that, it's nice, and then I sucked. But you wanna be able to do a hard slam on her. I got really lucky that I survived there. This goes to show that not even the not greatest players can sell the Crota. There you go. And then once you kill her, you want to get rid of the Streaker. And then once you hear the pop, you go back to the other side. So the way I do this, I do the left side first, then I do the right side, and then I go back to the left side. Because if I stay on the right side, all the ads are gonna come that way. So once I know she started her thing here, I just go down to her and pretty much pop my bubble there with Helm of the Saint. I think I have blessings. Yeah, I have Armor of Light. That's why I switched to Armor of Light. And then just do a lot of hopping around. And again, this isn't the cleanest, but it's definitely one way to do it. I don't know why I was having a hard time here, but I ended up having a hard time. So that's the Deathsinger there, and then the last part will be Crota. All right. All right, guys. For the Crota fight, the load is going to be a Sunbreaker, and you're going to use the super perks for Scorch the Earth and the one that extends the length of the hammers and gives you an overshield while standing on the sun spot. Okay. I'm going to be using Sleeper for the Oversoul, Found Verdict for the Swordbearer and the Ogres, and I'm going to be using my Eyasluna here. Alright, so once you step on the stall, you have 10 minutes before Crota enrages, so you want to get rid of these ads as fast as possible. Alright, I usually pick off one side and then pick off the other side. A tip here, it's not really a tip, but something that you should be aware of is that you're going to start off with an equal amount of ads on the left and on the right. However, once you kill a certain amount of ads on the left or on the right, either side, 3 more ads are going to spawn on that side, so just be mindful of that. But on the other side, no more ads will spawn. So let's say I kill 6 on the right, 3 more are going to spawn on the right. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to the rock where the Swordbearer comes out from. Okay, and then you're going to pick up your Chalice of Light. You're going to jump around so that the Thrall don't get you, and you're going to throw your grenade in order to get his health lower. You're going to pick up the sword, and you're going to... I'm actually going to pause here for a second. Okay, so I'm on the rock right now, right? I try to go for here, for this section right here, or where I am right now, and try to like push my stick towards the rock as I drop my sword, because there's going to be some times where the sword is going to slide off of the rock, and you might not notice because it'll start next to you, and as you're like using your super to take down Crota, the sword will continue sliding down, and then it'll drop, and it just messes up the whole timing, and it just won't work out for you. All right, so I wanted to point that out. Let it keep on rolling. Alright, so if Crota's not in front of you, you just want to jump around and get his attention. Once he gets to you, you want to hit him with 4 hammers. Okay? Then you're going to pick up the sword. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? If you notice, you probably didn't notice, but my 3rd hit didn't connect. And the reason I know that is because instead of looking at him when I hit him, I'm actually looking at above him. I'm looking for the damage numbers. If I don't see a damage number, I know that I didn't hit him. And if you realize, if you play the tape back or rewind the video, you'll see that the 3rd one didn't register a damage hit number. So that means that I only got 2 hits. I own 2 slams. And I'll explain more about the damage in a second. But let me show you how to take down the Oversoul. You're gonna come back to this rock, and you're gonna take put down the sword. You're gonna take down your sleeper, and you're going to aim right here. You see this triangle, upside down triangle, whatever you want to call it, this point right here. But this corner, this right here, as long as you shoot around this area, you're gonna get 3 damage hits. That means the laser from the sleeper simulant is going to ricochet twice, and it's going to hit the Oversoul 3 times. And it takes 5 sleeper shots to take down the Oversoul. So you'll see it. I'll pause it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and as I'm shooting him, I'm looking to make sure that I got three numbers. Okay, and then the second one, there's only 2. It's fine. But that's the important thing. Just make sure you get 3 the first go, and then 2 on the last one. If you only get 2 the first go, you're gonna get 2 more the second go. You shoot him in the same spot, and then you'll end up having to shoot a 3rd time. Okay. Once you get the Oversoul, you're gonna go back into this room where the ogre comes out of, and you're just gonna try to kill these ads as fast as, not as fast, it should be pretty easy actually to kill them, but you want to kill all the ads in order to build your super, because you're gonna need your super to take down Crota. Okay, now I'm sure you guys know the Crota's rotations, but once you do damage to him in the middle, you're only gonna do damage to Crota once he goes to the middle. Okay, now he's on the right side. He's gonna come back to the middle. You're gonna do your damage. When he goes back to the left side, or when he goes to the left side for the first time, that's when you're gonna get ogres. Okay, but I'll let you guys know. It's actually, I'm sure people know already when the ogres come out, but the ogres are based on his rotations. So you just want to prime this guy down, make sure that you get him to low amount of health by the time Crota goes back to the middle, so you can just take them down. And actually, I should say, I'm gonna pause it here for a second because I want to explain the damage that you need on Crota. Actually, I'll do it. I'll do it when he's looking at him, when I'm looking at him, before I start doing my take down his shield. Jump around, make sure you get his attention. I'm trying to get his shield to come up. Alright, I'll just let it go. Slash 1, 2, 3. If you notice, the reason I posted is because there was no number up top, no damage number. So that means I only got 2 hits on the second go around. So right now I've given him 4 slams so far. Okay. I'm gonna go back here. And then you're gonna shoot the oversoul right in that. You see the 3 damage numbers? There you go. It's down. You're gonna get off. You're gonna go back into this room. Always be careful with the cursed Thrall because they can end your life pretty quickly. What I wanted to, right now, you want to make sure that your secondary is reloaded by the time the ogres come out. So just keep that in mind. So right now I'm looking at my radar, keeping an eye on that door because I want to kill that ogre right away. And there he is. So basically you just want to unload your Foundry deck shot into him, reload and shoot him as soon as you get the bullet in the chamber. And then you're going to peek around. Sometimes the ogre will be right in front of you and not there where he was. So just go around the rocks and the columns to avoid being in his line of sight. And then you can just pretty much take care of him by tricking him into looking in one direction and going in the other direction. Okay, so let's talk about the damage numbers to Crota. So I figured out that the best way, or the number of hits that you need to do on Crota before he enrages is 10 slams and 4 slashes. Okay. However you can get him, that's what you gotta go. That's what you gotta get. Okay. That's why you always gotta count your hits and always have a plan. My plan is always to try to get 3 hits the first 2 go arounds, so that I don't have to worry about 2 hits on the last 2. But in this particular run, I was only able to get 2 hits on the first 2 runs. So I'm kind of not leaving myself any room for error. I have to make sure that I get 3 hits every single time that I down them now. And when I say 3 hits, I mean slams. You're always going to lead with a slash. Okay, so remember I say 4 slashes and 10 slams before he enrages. So you'll see slash 1, 2, 3. And there was a damage number up top. Now, one thing that I want to point out is if you hit him with 4 hammers, sometimes he's going to go down before you get up there, or as you getting up there, and sometimes he's not going to go down right away. So you want to play that by ear. If he's still not down by the time you get up there, just take a pause, give it like a split second before you actually get going. If you do that, you should still have time to do your 3 hits. Right now there won't be any ogres coming, so I'm just going to kill the axes, kill all of them so I can build up my super. So far I've gotten 7 hits into Crota, 7 slams. Like I said, I don't count the slashes because they're automatic for me. I always lead with a slash. So you want to get if the sword bearer is not coming to you, actually you should be in the habit of always shooting him as he comes out. That way he comes to you. Sometimes if you don't shoot him at all or you don't pay any attention to him, he'll wander off to the other side. So just keep an eye out for him and shoot him to get him to you. You're gonna prime him down, get him ready to take him down, and then once you see Crota go, then that's when you take down the sword bearer. Alright, pick up the sword. Make sure it doesn't fall off. And then 1, 2, 3, or you're gonna go up there, small pause, and then 1, 2, and 3. And I got lucky there. I stayed there that long because I knew that I needed 3 hits. I couldn't have left there without that many hits, because he wouldn't have been at the same. Let me post it here. Okay, you see where he's at right now? Right at the beginning of this, or at the end of the C. That's exactly where you want to have him. This means that you only have to hit him 3 times in 1 slash to be safe. Okay, so that's why I count my hits, and the number of hits that I just told you, that's exactly how much you need to get him to here. That means the last go around you only need a slash and 3 slams. So you're gonna go back into this room and you're gonna get ogres on this go around. So basically you're gonna get ogres as every time he goes to the left side from when you start the fight. Here I got kind of caught in between all those ads. Same thing. Reload, shoot, reload, shoot. Okay. And then here I know that I don't need any more shots from my sleeper, and I want it to be safe. I don't want to die out there because it is very risky to. It looked easy the first go around, but it's actually kind of tricky as well. So I knew that I wanted to make sure I finished this on this run, so I just took my time. The reason why I went up here is to try to kill that those ads, because they can come down to the middle and really get in your way. But this is very, I don't know why this happened, but the sword bearer came out very early. He usually doesn't come out this early. The fact that he came out early is actually a good thing, because it gives you a chance to get rid of some of the ads and prank him down by the time he Crota goes back to the middle, which he just did right there. Like I said, he usually won't come out right away. Alright, and then you just get ready for your last go. Hop on that rock, make sure you don't fall off. Get his attention. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick up the sword. Small pause. I actually threw a grenade. 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. He actually killed him a bit. I actually got the kill. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you solo Crota on Titan. I actually use the Sunbreaker. Not a lot of people use the Sunbreaker. Most people use Defender. But if you have any questions, any comments, just let me know. I hope the video is helpful. Like I said, this is just to help out some people that might not be able to do this or need a little bit more details on how to do it. So just let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoy the video, guys. Take care. All right, bye-bye.